Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Look, listen, this is an interesting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that's a digital asset space. Listen, I'm going to share some stuff from X.com. Crypto Eddie is in the building. And my guy, Mickey B. Fresh, responded to a post from Crypto Eddie. We're going to cover that. Some really interesting stuff. Listen, the market, the market is doing what the market does. We'll go over the numbers because Bitcoin is just still where it is, and Ethereum is just still where it is, and XRP is just still where it is. So if you want to suffer through it, I'll share the numbers with you for sure. Listen, content creators out there gotta live up in the XRP community. Gotta live up to your word, bro. Look, when proven wrong, gotta live up to your word. Make the video, my guy. Make the video. if you're if you're re-entering the Bitcoin space, make the video, bro. This is from one content creator to another. Make the video. Just make it. Got to own up to it. If you were wrong, you're wrong. Own up to it, bro. But anyway, we're going to get into this post from Crypto Eddie. I think it's important for the community. Listen, we're on a movement here on the Crypto Seasons channel. It is hashtag be louder. Hashtag be louder. We don't need a list. I'm going to share some something from Crypto Eddie and something from Mickey B. Fresh with you guys. Game changing. Look, it's not enough to just be hyped up, hoped up. Think about that. Hoped up sounds like you don't want to be hoped up. You got to know what you hold, my friends. You have to know what you hold. Warren Buffett is not in the business of being hyped up. How many people know that dude does some major research? You think he's just picking a bank because he saw something on banker.com? You think he's purchasing banks and shares in bank because he saw something on American Banker? Or because he's listening to CNBC, MSNBC, and some other podcasts? No, my friends, he's what they call doing due diligence. So for us as XRP investors and investors in the digital asset space as a whole, I certainly hope that's what we're doing. You gotta do your due diligence. I get it. To my XRP entertaining content creator, I know it's comfortable to just get up on X and just share articles. I get it. That's just so easy. It's comfortable. Miss Crypto Seas would give it a completely different name. She's not kind. She's not kind to she's European, so she sometimes is not kind to which I say it's being comfortable. She says lazy Americans. lazy. She is a hard worker. Lazy. She calls us Americans lazy. I say comfortable, right? It's just comfortable to get up here and just share an article without doing some research on the article. Right? Just sharing stuff from MSNBC, just share some videos and not really dig into it. Get into it. Do the due diligence on the thing. Got to know what it is that you hold, fam. You got to know. And if you guys are not tuning into MickeyBFresh.com, look, I question how serious you are as an investor. And I love you. I'm a God-fearing dude. I love you. But if you're not going to MickeyBFresh.com and getting the real on the asset that you hold, I question your seriousness about being an investor. Look, so Crypto Eddie puts this out. Listen, she says, decentralized crypto assets like XRP cannot be price set. Well, listen, I don't agree with that. I understand markets, right? So there's markets for the public and there's other markets. In other markets, you can set the price of anything you want. Anything you want. Now, for us, a better way of putting that is there's no need for a price set for us, because there's an ecosystem being built out, right? Price is determined by supply and demand dynamics in the global open market. So if you're talking about the global open market, there's no need for a price set. You don't need a price set. You build out a market. You build it out. And part of the build out of a market is projects building on, for us in the XRP community, is projects building on the XRPL. That's part of the global open market that she's speaking to. She says, sometimes with influence factors like trading, sentiment, adoption, news, and ding, 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 liquidity. Liquidity is massive. Liquidity is not the supply. Liquidity is not 100 billion XRP. That's not liquidity. That's the supply of XRP. Liquidity is, I'm a buyer and you're a seller. That's right, in a market. Right? In a market, there is a buyer and a seller. The reason why the digital asset space is not moving right now is because there's just simply no buyers. There's nobody, there isn't both supply and a seller and a buyer. They're not both. You need both for liquidity. Just look, people don't have any cash to get in here and buy some stuff. So it's just one way. There's no liquidity. You need liquidity, right? Crypto Edit goes on here to say that the, let me see if I can do this. The deceptive false price hype shared by people who know better has unfortunately reached unprecedented levels. Well, my answer to that is just be louder, right? It's not the end of the day. We're just getting started with this movement of hashtag be louder. You just gotta be louder. And you got to encourage XRP community members to level up and become savvy investors. Can't just be hoped up, right? You gotta know what it is that you hold, baby. You gotta know, right? You can't just be hyped up about a thing and, dream big if you want. I do. Dream big, but you gotta know what it is that you hold. It's my recommendation, at least. So Mickey B. Fresh responded to this post and says, I wholeheartedly agree and feel strongly on this as well. I can't believe we're still talking about this. David Schwartz is screaming from the rooftop for 2 years about the automated market makers will harvest volatility for yield. Harvest volatility for yield. It's the answer. They figured out some stuff over there. David and the team figured out some stuff. Right? It's been a journey. You got to get it. 2012. This is 2023, baby. It's been a journey. I've always said, and my expertise in business and in the real world takes 10 years, baby. You got to put 10 years in. When you put 10 years there, then you know that you know that you know. You don't know that you know in 5 years or 3 years. You don't know that you know. Some of you haven't been in the space since, you haven't even been in the space since 2017. Like you just showed up in 2020, 2021, 2022. You don't know that you know yet. Give yourself some time. I would recommend a good starting place, MickeyBFresh.com, so that you know, so you can articulate intelligently about what it is that you hold. It's important. Can't walk around getting beat up because you're not prepared with what you know. You got to know what it is that you hold. MickeyBFresh.com, I'm telling you, fam. Get over there. Don't get me wrong. If you want to get hoped up, okay, but don't just be hoped up. Okay? Don't just be hoped up. So David Schwartz is screaming from the rooftop for 2 years about how the AMM, this improvement, developer at Ripple says it's an innovation. It's not just an AMM. I'm going to share that with you as well. Smart lady. AMM will harvest volatility for yield. And you're going to hear in the video that I'm going to share with you, for yield for participants. And thank God it's not based on silly SEC accredited investor nonsense. No. We'll be able to participate. People in India, Africa will be able to participate with an ability to get yield. That's the solution for the volatility concern. Just because some people can't understand that doesn't make it okay to continue to contradict literally the co-creator of the XRPL and his 10-year-old vision. It started to become insulting and disrespectful because it's blatantly ignoring the fact that the price set theory is based on certain false assumptions and disregards everything else. That is what Miss Crypto Siege would say is just being lazy. I say it's comfortable because I'm American. I'm American, right? It's comfortable. Oh, just get on X and just, oh yeah, cool. Oh, this article, oh, cool. That's comfortable. Miss Crypto Seizures, she's something. It's now becoming a distraction from possibly one of the most groundbreaking innovations in history. Did you know that? What's going on? And did you know that you hold a native asset on a ledger? You hold that asset that has one of the most groundbreaking innovations in history. In history or value exchange and markets. Meanwhile, we have wild speculators trying to hog the spotlight with some cockamamie theory that is based on a false assumption to begin with. And secondly, David Schwartz is flat out saying we are turning the volatility from a negative to a positive, harvesting to earn yield. Everything David Schwartz said, creators of the XRPL built in was to make it the most fair, democratized, open, permissionless, multi-asset value exchange, that payment execution engine. I'm going to share some very, very interesting article as well about XRP Ledger, the XRP actually being a payment system unto itself, not a security. Right? All right. So speculation of price set is clearly not rooted in anything from the design of the XRPL. What's left? The volatility. That's solved. Hopefully we get this AMM amendment approved. Theory not needed anymore. And again, you know, this is up to you and I to level up as investors. Hey, even entertaining content creators have realized is you got to level up. Look, JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs have been buying Bitcoin since they could buy Bitcoin. Everybody knows it. Glenn Beck knows it. That Glenn Beck Tika Tawari thing is old. You knew where big money was stacking their dollars. You knew back then, long time ago. So coming to some investment revelation now is just it's misleading. Make the video. All right, what else? Speculation price set is clearly not rooted in anything from the design of the ledger. What's left? He says the volatility. That's solved now. Theory not needed anymore. Time for the community to pay attention to arguably the most important enhancement for the XRPL. And I wholeheartedly agree. And the digital asset XRP. Price set theories are no longer applicable as the automated market maker design solves the core problem the price set theory was based on. Now, how would you know that this is accurate? Right? You got to get a little uncomfortable. You got to watch some videos after video. You got to read some articles. You got to get on ripple.com/insights. You got to figure out a way to learn more about Prisma, right? Got to get a little uncomfortable. In the business world, they would say due diligence. That's what we have to do. I read the article. I have the article. I watch the videos. I tune in to MickeyBFresh.com at least once a week. Gotta know what it is that you hold, not know about it. You gotta know what you hold, man. Price set theories are no longer applicable as the AMM design solves the core problem. The price set theory was based on solving the problem with volatility. They discovered, David Schwartz and people understood, they discovered what the real problem is. It's trial and error, going down one lane and then realizing that that's not the way, and going down another lane, realizing that's some of the answer, but then you got to go down another lane. They've been working on this thing since 2012, right? They solved it in a far, far, far better way that will benefit all ecosystem participants. And that's, for me, I've said that from the beginning. You know, this buying an asset and putting it on a ledger is not the answer. It's never has been the answer. No market is going to be taken seriously if you just buy something and just hang on for dear life. Heck, even shareholders who own stocks, or at least a paper representation of it, get stuff sent to them in the mail for participation in voting. Even in that freaking nonsensical market that is the stock market, it requires or encourages participation. They solved it in a far, far better way that will benefit all ecosystem participants. It's got to stop because it's distracting people from understanding what is going to directly impact them. And that's Mickey B. Fresh's concern, the distraction. I'm doing my part, right? I've been a participant person from day one. I'm doing my part. I believe you got to be louder. And you're not being louder to silence. You're being louder so that others can hear. You got to be louder so other people can hear. We got to increase the size of the pot. We got to grow the overall IQ of the community. It's important. If there's one thing I can say about the ETH community, dudes don't play. Like, they level up about the thing that it is they hold. The projects being built on, they level up over there. Say what it is that you will about a gas fee. The investors over there level up. And we must do that as well, right? Franklin's out. Wait a minute, where am I at here? I don't know where he is anymore. All right, so the XRP is the XRPL is going to be finally. The XRP is going to finally. The XRP ledger is going to be finally getting its economic model, providing native yield while driving deeper liquidity. The economic model is massive for an investor. You need a model, right? This is massive. Native yield while driving deeper liquidity. How do you drive deeper liquidity? Participants. You got to increase the participants, right? You got to have projects that encourage and bring on more participants. You got to have incentives that encourage people to hop on the thing. I mean, you can call it a liquidity pool, but in essence, it's just participants. You got to have it, baby. You got to have it. Right? I don't think the community understands that the XRPL is the ultimate value exchange and will have its own primary market for liquidity. That was the title of the video. XRP as a bridge asset first needs a market and its own liquidity. Where did I get that title from? Deep diving. Going on a little bit of a journey to know what it is that I hold. The novel AMM design is very complex for many people to understand. We don't need unnecessary distractions that are a waste of time and energy. Frankly, it's outright disrespectful at this point, says Mickey B. Fresh. I don't care if you built your channel on a theory. It's time to pivot. Make the video. But please stop pushing this narrative because it was simply just speculation for the past 2 or 3 years, but now it's becoming harmful to the broader community and the success of the XRPL. That's where I draw the line. Because if you're just hoped up, you're not taking time to share projects like Spin the Bits, projects like Dexify.pro, projects like Crossmark, right? Projects like XRPL Punks, projects like the Zem Wallet, right? Projects building on the ledger. Why do we want to know about projects on the ledger? So that we can participate in our own way. You don't have to buy every NFT, but do you have an XRP NFT? You don't have to have every XRPL wallet, but do you have an XRPL wallet, or do you just have Ledger? I mean, think about that for a second. Think about that. There's some people in the community that they just have the Ledger Nano wallet. Got some couple S's, some X's, do not have an XRPL native wallet. Think about that. Frankly, all right, I said that. All right, I said that. All right, that's where I draw the line. Mickey B. Fresh says, anytime, any day on Twitter Spaces, give me 10 minutes and I'll completely tear that theory to shreds in a million pieces. But honestly, that's not how I want to spend my time. Debunking has been done countless times by multiple people, including David Schwartz himself. Just the fact you had to make this tweet is unfortunate, but thank you, Eddie, for your consistency in keeping the conversation moving in the right direction. It's time for people to let those theories go and stop bringing them up. It's harmful to the community, says Make It Be Fresh. And it's harmful, in my opinion, because if you are distracted by being hoped up, how is it that you know what it is that you hold? You gotta know what you hold. Tell me about the prowess of the XRPL. Tell me about it. Let's have a conversation with someone who's not in crypto. And can you articulately share? Can you wax poetically about the native digital asset, XRP, and the XRPL, and the decentralized exchange? Tell me what you know about the XLS 30, 38, 40, 48D. Do you know what's going on? That's my hope for you. My hope for you that you would take the time to not just be hoped up, but take the time to know what it is that you hold. I'm going to do my part, hashtag be louder, to help you with that. Let's share some stuff that Mickey B. Fresh and his team is taking the time to share with the community so that we can better know what it is that we hold. Let me see if I can get this right, because this is technology. Now, I know you guys can't see this, but you can hear it. It's David Schwartz at Apex. It's kind of an important dude. Let's take a listen.
One of the disadvantages of holding assets like XRP and Bitcoin is their volatility. Right? Why do we have stablecoins? Because volatile assets are hard to hold and use. I'm hopeful that this combination of features in the AMM specification will turn that disadvantage into a significant advantage. AMMs will harvest volatility for yield. Volatility will drive market makers, which the AMM makes the spread, right? If the price of Bitcoin stays at $20,000, eventually everybody who wants to buy at $20,000 is bought and everybody wants to sell at $20,000 is sold. It takes a movement in price to really drive that volume. And of course, volatility increases arbitrage of profits because the AMM gets more out of balance more, and the AMM gets a cut of those profits through the auction mechanism.
So this could really turn the volatility of a digital asset from a downside to an upside. Super excited about it.
And automated market makers are poised to become a major cornerstone of global crypto liquidity across all assets and multiple.
It's good stuff from David. Apex, there's an XRPL foundation YouTube channel. talks in there, you know, in case you were wondering.
Well, a lot of projects, research-driven projects going on. Research-driven projects going on at Triple. But one that I would like to particularly highlight is the upcoming. In fact, yesterday we released the AMM amendment, the Automated Market Maker-based Decentralized Exchange. And well, you would say there are a lot of AMMs out there, but this one is not just an AMM, it's an innovation. There is an unprecedented auction mechanism feature that we have in this AMM that provides utility to all the ecosystem participants.
Great groundbreaking innovation with the auction mechanism, because it allows and provides utility to all the ecosystem participants. So are you a utility maxi or no? Because I don't hear much talk about the AMM and its prowess. I don't hear much talk about that. Utility to all participants in the ecosystem, not those hanging out on a ledger and don't even have an XRPL freaking wallet. I'm about to go back to my GOT days, Game of Thrones days. Shame. Don't even have an XRPL wallet. What the world?
This towards an ecology of money.
Mickey B. Fresh is going to go over something here. It's really, really good. Highly encourage you to, get a little uncomfortable. Go find this thing. It's not hard. It's not hard. Know what it is that you hold. Take a listen to this article. It's from Ludovico Reba at Durham University. Steps towards an ecology of money infrastructures, materiality, and cultures of Ripple. Interesting stuff. I'm going to share some other stuff here, but I want you to listen to Mickey B. Fresh going over this.
Money infrastructures, materiality, and cultures of Ripple. January 2020. She has an updated version too, but there's something in here I want everyone to see. There's a couple parts, but this I think is the main one, and it connects to Prisma and what I've been talking about.
Prisma and what he's been talking about. I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share it with you. Let me do this. I found the stuff, little PDF, because, I don't like it when Miss Crypto Seeds calls me lazy. So I found this thing for myself, and so let me share here with you guys. And let me share this thing about liquid assets too, because I think this is important to understand it too. XRP is compared to gold, not as a substitute for interpersonal trust, but as the most liquid of assets in terms of speed, value, and exchangeability. Remember, liquidity is both the buyer. It's not putting in an order. It's not just sell. It's a buyer and a seller. It's a seller and a buyer. Right? If you got 10-minute and 30-minute transactions going on, that's a problem, right? But as the most liquid of assets in terms of speed, value, and exchangeability. Very hugely important. Let me read this thing here. However, Schwartz has it, every payment for someone is an act of arbitrage for someone else. David Schwartz says that all the time. And by the way, in this article, they're making their own stuff, but they're there's like hundred gazillion references to previous stuff that's been said, that's been documented. So this person is not just putting something out on his own, right? However, Schwartz said in 2018, he says, page 18, has this every payment for someone is an act, right? I heard David say this all the time. has it every payment for someone is an act of arbitrage for someone else. Liquidity is connected to value in terms of exchangeability of assets with cash. Hence, in order to work as a bridge asset, XRP requires a market and a liquidity of its own. I want to share something that I thought was really, really interesting as well. Make sure. Okay, here it is right here. I thought this was interesting. Someone, again, he's quoting someone from here. As one informant put it, Ripple is not only a cryptocurrency. To me, that was the most boring part of it. It actually models the entire financial ecosystem. However, the XRP ledger is not only an interoperability layer between payment systems. It is itself a payment system. It's massively important to understand that and understand where it is that we are, understand what it is that we hold, right? Hugely, hugely, hugely important to know what it is you hold. Again, can't just be, right? Can't just be hoped up. Make this full screen, right? We got to know what it is, that we hold. Hugely important, right? Hugely important. You can't run around getting beat up, right? Making some hope-be claims and not really know what it is that you hold. You'll get beat up, and I don't want that for you. So don't just be hoped up. Know what it is that you hold. We're in a great spot. We're in a blessed place. It's tough being early, and we are early. We're early, and it's tough. A lot of bumps, a lot of bruises. You get a lot of body blows. You go through these 3 and 4 year bear market. It's tough. You begin to question, are you in the right space? Hey, you begin to question that. You learn some stuff. Got to be diversified, because now we know you're gonna have a what, 60 to 120 days, 60 to 90 day bull run, and about a 4 year bear run. We know that now, but we had to go through it to know it. You got to go through it to know it. So yes, continue to strengthen your resolve. Know what it is that you hold. It's massively important that you do. But we are blessed. Listen, we are really, really blessed. I'm going to end this one. Listen, this is my XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you've been hanging out watching the Crypto Siege, please consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy the hangout. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya.